Salute to the family. Salute to the team. We are in the building, ladies and gentlemen. While you guys are coming in the room, make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever we go live, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Let's get it. Salute to the family. Salute to the team. We are in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Salute to the family. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We here, ladies and gentlemen. Salute to the family. Salute to the team. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this evening. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We here, ladies and gentlemen. You know why I'm here. It's time to get to work. Get in here right now, family. Get in here right now. We got a lot of things that we need to discuss on this evening. It's so good to see the family in the building. It's so good to see the family in the room. This is what I'm talking about, family. Day in and day out, belt to ass season. We're not playing no games. I know they get so mad, family, when we show up like this every single day, family. Once that notification pop up that Gentleman Den and the family is going live, I can bet you $1 million that they be clutching their pearls like, God damn, not again. Yes, we here, ladies and gentlemen. We here. Shout out to the family. Shout out to the team. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this evening. Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever we go live, ladies and gentlemen. YouTube, make sure that you notifying the family when I go live. A lot of people has been reaching out to me, YouTube, telling me that they haven't been receiving notifications. I don't know what's going on. Thank you so much for the platform, YouTube, but I need the family in the building, okay? So please fix that. What's up, family? How y'all feeling? I see y'all in the chat. Yeah, we here. Yeah, I know every single day they be praying on our downfall. They out here sending threats. They running smear campaigns. They trying to use shaming tactics, trying to label us as liars. And we liars. Come on now, stop. That's not gonna work. But we here, family. We here. We here, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the building. We here, ladies and gentlemen. So the first thing that I wanted to discuss, family, right? Christine had made a post on her social media platform stating, please remember that the focus needs to be on what happened to Nolan Wells, because any other question is irrelevant. You are crazy if you think I'm about to explain anything to anyone on the internet, and you are even crazier for believing people's information that does not know much of anything about me or my family. I've seen so many false claims and statements. Once again, distraction tactics. Justice for Nolan Wells. Forever 21. Shout out to Christine for that. Shout out to Christine for standing on business. Yeah, they spreading so many lies about this woman. They are trying their hardest to break this woman. They are hoping that Christine just disappear. They are hoping that she disappear. They don't like that Christine is staying vocal. They did a press conference today, which we're going to go over tomorrow. We might not have time on this evening. But shout out to Christine. Thank you so much for your courage. Thank you so much for your bravery. You showing them real resilience. Because you know what? These people has doxed this woman. They try to get rid of this woman's job, attacking her career. And not only that, the shift have moved from finding out what happened to Nolan to making those boys be the highlight of the story. So I want to show you guys attention over here to the Cajun Navy. Navy. They have released some photos of what happened to Nolan. Well, what not happened to Nolan, but some pictures. And I want you guys to let me know what you guys see in this photo. Let me know.
About the Nolan Wells case. I just got these photos, and according to what I'm hearing, these have come from the Cajun Navy. They put these out. I guess they had these pictures because they were trying to identify all the boats. But look at this guy here. Look how everyone over there is watching what this dude's doing on this boat. And everyone down here is looking at whoever's taking this picture. What is he doing? What is that? Doesn't that seem like a person?
Yeah, that looks like a person.
Look how everyone is watching whatever he's doing. And whatever he's doing looks like this. And I don't know who caught this. But baby, this is very interesting. Tell me what you guys think in the comments, because
yeah, that look crazy. This picture look crazy. And what I find so fascinating about these pictures and photos that they have been releasing, not one picture or video has been of Nolan Wells. How everybody else got pictures and videos, but nobody got a picture of Nolan Wells. Nobody got a video of Nolan Wells. But it is two alleged witnesses stating that they seen Nolan at 6 o'clock. So I zoomed in on a picture, family. Y'all tell me what y'all see right here. Y'all tell me what y'all see. What this look like to y'all, family. What this picture right here look like to y'all. Because this looked like, I don't know, this is my opinion. I'm not stating this as facts, right? This looked like somebody dragging somebody on a boat. This is what this photo looked like. This photo looked like somebody could be possibly drunk and he's, slumped over and he's throwing them in the boat. And as you guys can see on the full frame photo, everybody just watching him, right? And people saying that this could be the steering wheel on the boat. Well, that doesn't make sense because why everybody looking at him? Everybody is looking at him. I don't know, family. You guys tell me what this is. This is like a body to me. This looked like somebody is picking somebody up from behind and placing them in this boat. That's what this looked like to me. And I don't want to enhance it. I don't want to use AI to try to clear it up. But from the looks of it, it looked like somebody is being, thrown on this boat, allegedly. Shout out to Ashley coming in with the $10 super chat. Good evening. They look for Natalie Holloway for 17 years. Give me a break. Justice for Nolan. Exactly. Because you know what they don't want to do, Natalie? They don't want to investigate these black deaths. That's what they want to do. They don't want to investigate it. But no problem. Black media going to do the job. We up for the task. If they don't want to do it, we are going to make them do it by shining the light on all these cases that come across our desk. But shout out to you, Ashley, for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you. I just want to show you guys this. I had to zoom into the picture, right? Just because, Brandon Tatum said, those transcripts is the only reason why we heard "Damn it, Bart" on that audio, right? Our ears is deceiving us. But I just wanted to show you guys that because that looked crazy.
When you look at the cross-examination, though, from the prosecution,
that looked crazy.
It seemed like that they were almost prepared for this.
Shout out to the family. Shout out to the team. We are in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Now we finna go over this Nancy Grace interview that she did with he did with Jax, Morgan, and Warren attorney. And the contradiction in this goddamn interview. And I don't like Nancy Grace, by the way. I just want to make sure that I state that for the obvious. But this interview has exposed these attorneys like a mud. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, let's break this down. Thank you guys so much for being with me on this evening. While you guys coming in the room, make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's get it, family.
Death bombshell. Joining us tonight, Nolan's friends, lawyers, fight back. Who's telling the truth? They think they know, but do they? I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us. There's a big honking mark, subcutaneous.
Well, from my understanding, all but I believe one took a polygraph, and from what was told,
so then the answer to did they tan on the Triton boat that took Nolan Wells to Horn Island. Many argue he was on the boat on the return when foul play occurred. Many argue he was not. In fact, the timeline has blown up because there are reports that Nolan Wells was seen on the island after the friend's boat left, which would exonerate them. Is that true? I don't know, and I'm trying to find out. For me, nobody's guilty and everybody's a suspect because we don't know the truth yet, but we will. Joining us tonight, Tyler Cox, the lawyer for several of the young men with the law firm Taylor and Cox, him being the Cox. Also with us, another veteran trial lawyer, Edward Pulsick, attorney for the boys as well. Actually, they're not boys. They're adults in the eyes of the law due to their age. Gentlemen,
right, yeah. People need to stop saying boys. These are grown-ass men, right? They need to stop labeling these guys as boys. They're not children. They're grown men.
Thank you for being with us tonight. My first question to clear up this matter, have your clients taken polygraphs? First to you, Tyler Cox.
Nancy, my clients have not taken a polygraph test. And I can tell you why. Because any lawyer worth their salt is going to tell their clients not to take a polygraph test under any circumstances. Two of my clients went in and made statements with me. We're not going to make I'm not going to do a polygraph test because, one, as you know, they're not admissible in court. And so it wasn't going to be admissible anyway. You should never, ever, if you're a lawyer, allow your clients to take a polygraph test. Now, we allowed investigators from the jump to have access to their phones, their Life 360, everything. We have cooperated implicitly every step of the way. But no, they didn't take polygraph tests. But what I'll tell you is one of the other boys, who I won't mention their name, but I'm sure that you've heard, took one.
So one of the other boys took the polygraph test.
The girl that Nolan was with took a stress analysis voice test, and so did the other boy. So that's the test they took. Both of them passed. And so, again, no lawyer worth...
So two people took the voice stress test, right? Not Morgan, not Jax, not Warren. It was Katie and somebody else. I don't know if it was Wyatt or Bart Simpson. Shout out to Mary coming in with the $5 super check. Oregon in the gentleman's den. Justice for Nolan Wells. Shout out to you, Mary. Shout out to Oregon. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. So this attorney just stated on Nancy Grace show that his clients did not take a lie detector test, not a poly or a voice stress test. Okay, let's go here.
Star of the Officer Tatum on YouTube. Have the friends taken polygraphs?
Well, from my understanding, all but I believe one took a polygraph, and from what was told to me that they all passed, and all of the ones that took a polygraph took one without a lawyer. And so, and they cooperated with law enforcement. So from my understanding, everybody took a polygraph test. Why do you say that's
from what you understand? Did they tell you they took a poly and passed?
Yes, ma'am. They told me that they did it. I wasn't there. So that's what I'm saying from my understanding. They told me that all the boys except one, which is Warren, I believe, took a polygraph test. All of them did not have lawyers and did it and cooperated with police. Warren also cooperated with police. I just believe he didn't take a lot to take the test, but Warren is the young man that I interviewed. So according to what they told me, they all took a lot to take the test and passed.
So that's a lie. That's a lie. Let me replay back what the attorney of Warren, Jax, and Morgan said.
Cox.
Nancy, my clients have not taken a polygraph test.
My clients did not take a polygraph test. Let's keep going, family.
And I can tell you why. Because any lawyer worth their salt is going to tell their clients not to take a polygraph test under any circumstances. Two of my clients went in and made statements with me. We're not going to I'm not going to do a polygraph test because, one, as you know, they're not admissible in court. And so it wasn't going to be admissible anyway. You should never, ever, if you're a lawyer, allow your clients to take a polygraph test. Now, we allowed investigators from the jump to have access to their phones, their Life 360, everything. We have cooperated implicitly every step of the way. But no, they didn't take polygraph tests. But what I'll tell you is one of the other boys, who I won't mention their name, but I'm sure...
One of the other boys, not his clients, one of the other boys that he will not name,
that you've heard, took one. The girl that Nolan was with,
Katie, took one.
Took a stress analysis voice test, and so did the other boy. So that's the test they took. Both of them passed.
So Brandon Tatum, you lied, sir. You told a bold-faced lie. You said all the boys took a lie detector test except for Warren. This is their attorney right here speaking, stating that they did not take a lie detector test, even a voice stress test. They didn't even take that. He said another guy and Katie took a voice stress test and they passed without an attorney being there, because Katie is clearing her name. Katie's seeing what these dudes is trying to do, trying to point it off on her. That's why she went down to the sheriff department. She cooperated fully. She took a lie detector test, a voice stress test. She gave over her phone, right? She released photos about her location, timestamps. Nolan was not around her. Nolan was nowhere to be found around 5 or 6 o'clock around her because she was on a boat. So you lied again, sir. Shout out to Feminine Melanie coming in with the $5 super chat. If Cyrus Belton nor Carmelo Anthony were seen as boys, neither will they. And notice how the guy wore a suit for Nancy, but not for tater tots. Exactly. You already know what it is, Feminine. You already know what it is. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you.
And so, again, no lawyer worth the salt is going to tell his clients to take a polygraph test or anything like that.
I would like to corroborate part of what Tyler Cox just said. Any defense attorney, whether they're truly convinced their client is innocent or guilty, they're not going to allow a poly. I've never seen that. I've had a couple of lawyers, maybe 3, in all the years I practiced, all the people I put behind bars, consent before trial to a poly.
And the reason why Officer Tatum, Nancy Grace treat him the way she do, because she don't care nothing about him. She see the boot licking, right? She see the tap dancing. Like, these people right here are not impressed by Officer Tatum boot licking, and it's very obvious, right? He's trying to go above and beyond to get white validation because they enriched him. He out here making all this money, grifting off this case, attacking Nolan Wells' family, trying to defend these boys, being a public defender for these boys, and he around here lying.
3. And they were all criminal cases that carried severe penalties. So what he's saying is true. Even if you think your client is innocent, very rarely will you see a defense lawyer say, sure, take a poly. However, I disagree with you regarding their admittance into court. Polygraphs are allowed in civil trials. O.J. Simpson, he flunked horribly. And
she's so butthurt about that O.J. Trial. Get over it, Nancy. He innocent. Get over it. Who cares? That was about 30 years ago, ma'am. Get over it. She's so butthurt about that trial.
If both sides stipulate to the polygraph's admittance before the polygraph is taken.
Shout out to Diva coming in with the $5 super chat. I don't know why Tatum is speaking for these young men. He looking like a fool. And not only that, Diva, he's embarrassing himself, right? He going on all these platforms lying his ass off. And these lies are catching up to him. But he don't care anyway, Diva. He already sold his soul. So he don't care about looking stupid out here in the public view. But shout out to you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you.
It can come into a criminal trial. The reality is that never happens. That never happens.
Right. At the time that we first cooperated with police, the first very week, the days after, just 1 to 2 days after the disappearance of Nolan Wells, we're not thinking about a civil suit. We're not thinking about that. We're thinking about how can we provide as much information to authorities so that they can find Nolan Wells. And it was not until after we spoke to officers and investigators that Nolan, unfortunately, his body was found on
Shout out to Yolanda for becoming a member. Shout out to you, Yolanda.
And I hate that for Nolan because by all accounts, he was an incredible person. He was just truly remarkable in almost every sense of the word. But I mean, we're not thinking about a civil suit at that point in time. We're trying to help authorities find our friend who we can't.
How you trying to help the authorities find out what happened to Nolan when attorney Edwards did a podcast for 2 hours with Bussy Tatum talking about lawsuits against everybody. That's what y'all been talking about this whole time, attorney. It's lawsuits. Y'all don't give a damn about what happened to Nolan. Y'all trying to profit off this case. That's what y'all trying to do. Because Edwards sat down with Brandon Tatum for 2 hours and didn't discuss nothing about what happened to Nolan. All they were saying is, I don't know. These boys are fine young white American men. They didn't do nothing wrong. We're going to drag these content creators in courts and we're going to bring the pain down on them. We are going to sue them. That's what Edwards been talking about. So I don't know where you've been hiding it, sir.
Can't find either.
Edward Pulsick joining us in addition to Tyler Cox, both of them veteran trial lawyers. He is with Taylor Dykema. Edward, how did you get involved in this case?
Good question.
Well, I'd rather not talk about that. I can just tell you this.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
What you mean you can't talk about it? You can't say it. And that's a good question. How did you get involved in this case? Who contacted you? That's a great question. Because all of a sudden you come appearing out of thin air trying to defend these boys. And you not answering this question make it very suspicious, right? Very suspicious.
I can tell you that it was through a friend of a friend.
You're kidding, right?
Through a friend of a friend. Let me guess. Somebody in a position of power. Could be a sheriff, chief of police, maybe a governor, a mayor, a senator, maybe a judge, a doctor, somebody's parents, right? Because why you can't tell us who hired you or who contacted you to get involved in this case? This is very suspicious behavior, right? Did a governor call you and say, hey, yeah, we need you to come down and take care of this, yeah, because it's too much racism going on, and we need you to defend these white boys?
Kidding me. Because when you tell me I'd rather not answer,
right.
Well, I want to
That's
protect
just
the names.
igniting me to find out how you got involved in the case.
Well, hold on. I can
Look at all that smiling, and his whole energy is off, right? He looking all over the place. He's very uncomfortable. And these are attorneys, by the way. Attorneys. Body language tell you everything that you need to know. This guy is lying his ass off.
tell you a little bit more. I can tell you this. I can tell you a close friend.
Close
friend who knows the Ocean Springs, Mississippi community very, very well.
A close friend that knows the Ocean Springs community very, very well. What do that sound like, ladies and gentlemen? That sounds like a governor to me. I don't know. That sounds like a mayor to me. That sounds like a chief of police to me. I don't know. These are not facts. I'm just saying. That sounds like somebody in a position of power that's trying to cover up this case by calling this gentleman right here. That's what it seems like to me. He don't want to tell nobody no names. He's looking all over the screen. He's laughing. He's very uncomfortable. And he looks stupid, by the way. Very stupid.
Is from the area.
From the area.
Connected me to a friend of his. And then I found myself speaking to Tyler here. And Tyler and I instantly became very close friends. We both have blue pickup trucks, so now we're the Blues Brothers. We just became very close. We hit it off.
What you talking
Then
about?
I had the opportunity to speak to Warren, speak to Morgan, speak to Jax, and we hit it off also. And I immediately realized these are incredibly fine young men.
You just met them and you just realized that they are credible, fine young men, or you saw them as white men and you like, yeah, they are good guys because they white. They are white American men. So yeah, I am going to defend them. But I'm not going to tell y'all how I got involved in this case. Shout out to Diva coming in with a $2 super chat. Mr. Cocksucker is here for a money grab. That's all. Exactly. That's it. That's all. Because Tyler said that we're not focusing on lawsuits. We're not focusing on suing nobody. But this guy right here, Edwards, sat down with Brandon Tatum for 2 hours talking about suing people. So off the jump, y'all not even on the same page. Let's keep cooking, family.
I realized
Okay,
right
hold
away
on.
I wanted to help them out.
Ed, to you and Tyler. I'm not saying they have lied, and I'm not saying they haven't lied. I don't know. I have no reason to disbelieve your clients or to believe them. But you do know that people can look you right in the face and lie through your teeth, and
Absolutely.
you believe them.
Just like he just did. Just like he just lied. And it was very obvious.
I've done it. I've had witnesses that I found out were lying to me, and it was a huge blow. I've had police officers. I worked a child trafficking case. My first child trafficking case. Worked it. I finally found the little girl. I went into a room full of sex workers. They went, she's in there. I'm like, there's no child in there. They went, she's the one in the white boots. She looked like she was 38 years old. She's 14. That said, we won the case. But fast forward about 10 months later, I was walking through the grand jury room and I saw these horrible federal court sketches. I'm like, oh my stars. Is that who I think it is? It was my vice cops. They've been stealing from dopers and they got indicted by the feds. And I've been out on the street with them every day for months trying to prove a child trafficking case. So just because somebody tells you the sky is blue does not mean the sky is blue. You do know that, right?
No, they don't know that because they trying to convince us how genuine and nice and upstanding these young guys are, right? They trying to win over public opinion, right? That's what they trying to do. They trying to change their image in the public view. That's not going to change. They are suspects in our eyes until further notice. Shout out to Journal coming in with the $2 super chat. The mayor of Oceanside is Robert Bobby Cox. Yes, indeed it is. Shout out to you for the $2 super chat. I appreciate you.
Well, I can tell you this: they were off Horn Island at 4:30 p.m. on July 4th.
You don't know that.
And Nolan Wells was seen alive.
Now we're getting somewhere. How can you prove that to me other than them telling you?
Exactly.
I assume you've got GPS tracking and the call to Cito.
We have witnesses among other things, but
we have witnesses. We got these two imaginary witnesses that everybody is running with. Mainstream media, TMZ, CBS, NBC, everybody is running with these two alleged witnesses that hasn't came forward. We don't even know if this true or not. And this attorney right here know goddamn well not to talk about something that he can't prove. He was better off saying that I don't want to discuss whether Nolan was alive or not after 4:30, after the boys left. I am going to wait until the investigation or we can prove it. Everybody is hanging their hat on these two witnesses that seen Nolan. I told you guys this yesterday in the live stream. If somebody saw Nolan, explain to us where he was. What was he doing? What did he have on? It's very simple. Because if I seen Nolan, I was like, yeah, I seen Nolan over there standing beside some young ladies, or I seen him sitting on a boat, or I seen him in the water, dancing, drinking, doing whatever he's doing. The only thing they're telling us is, I seen Nolan after 4:30. I seen Nolan at 6. That sounds like a bunch of BS to me.
Also tell you this: they were off the island at 4:30 p.m. and Nolan Wells was seen alive by multiple people at 6 p.m. still on the island. And I'm sure Tyler would be happy to elaborate on that.
Don, don't try to throw it to Tyler. You elaborate on it, sir, because you the one that's saying it. You the one that's saying it. How about you prove it to us? Why you just can't prove it to us, right? So we just going off the word of two people that said that they seen Nolan on the island. I'm pretty sure lots of people seen Nolan on the island. But the question is, what happened to Nolan, not who seen Nolan alive. We know he was alive when he got to that island. We want to know the exact moment that every boat sailed away, sir. Nolan was not on that island at the end of that night because the ranger came to that island and he inspected that land. He didn't see nobody. The Coast Guards, they come out there and make sure everybody go home, family, because you cannot camp out on this island. You cannot spend the night on this island. So what that tells me is Nolan wasn't there. Nolan got on somebody's boat. Nolan got on somebody's boat. He wasn't there.
But this is a no doubt,
Dude,
100%.
please tell me, Tyler.
Yes.
Because I
Yes.
don't believe any of these people, and I don't disbelieve any of these people. I want to hear about witnesses that spotted him alive after 4:30.
Look at his face, by the way. I want you guys to pay attention to his face.
Because I believe I can confirm the boat left around 4:30. And I'm referring to the Triton. That's the boat they were on. There are a lot of boats. Let's see the video of all the boats out there. So when I say Triton, I'm talking
Look
about
at all
the
these
boat
people.
Nolan.
Look at all these people, family. Look at all these people. Let me back up because Nolan was right here.
The Triton. That's the boat they were on. There are a lot of boats. Let's see the video of all the boats out there. So when I say Triton,
Nolan is right there, family. His head is peeking out. That's what they said. That's Nolan, right? It looked like Nolan. You know, it looked like his hair. He got shades on. His head popping out of the boat. And he's surrounded by boats. He's surrounded by dozens of people. Look further down the picture, family, in the background. It's boats surrounding this entire island. Nolan didn't go off into the ocean and swim by himself. They go to this island all the time. If this was something that he regular do, Warren, Jax, and Morgan would have stated that. They wouldn't be like, hey, Nolan goes swimming by himself all the time in the ocean, even while the currents are moving the way it's moving. No, nobody has stated that Nolan went off swimming. They are hanging their hats on Nolan drowned. But the question is, if he drowned, how did he drown? If he's standing right here between all these people, he didn't go off nowhere by himself. Like, let's stop the cap. Why would he wander off by himself and the action is right here? The women is right here. His alleged friends is right here. So this is what I'm not understanding. How did Nolan go from right here, alive and well, to getting his body picked up out the ocean on July 6th? Explain that to us, attorney.
talking about the boat Nolan was on the way to the island. There's a lot of boats out there and a lot of witnesses.
Look at all them people.
This is from the Officer Tatum. Okay. There are witnesses placing him there at 6. And I want to be very clear, gentlemen, that I'm not convinced he drowned just because somebody said so.
Of course he didn't.
Even if he did drown, that does not mean that there wasn't foul play. Why is that mark on the back of his head?
Exactly. Shout out to Yolanda coming in with the $2 super chat. Keep speaking the truth. We got your back. Thank you so much for that, Yolanda. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Salute to you.
Was he hit on the head and fell in the water? Was he held under the water?
Look, he can't even compose himself, family. This idiot right here can't even compose himself and sit there and be quiet and stop making face expressions and smiling and giggling while she talking. What's wrong with you, dude? You can't contain yourself? What is it? Is the truth hurting you? Are you possessed or something? Why you can't sit down? You acting like a kid right now. You giggling and laughing all over the place. But you supposed to be this high-powered attorney that can't even compose himself.
Was it an accident? I don't know. But I am very interested in witnesses that place him alive at 6 p.m. Please.
Shout out to Rogers coming in with the $10 super chat. Yeah, I don't know, Swift, if that's him. I'm just saying allegedly that's him. They saying that that's him. I can't state for a fact that was Nolan. You know, in between those boats, I don't know. They said that was him. That's all I'm saying, allegedly, if that's him. But shout out to Rogers for the $10 super chat. They don't want to reveal the 2 live witnesses. I like that because social media has been cracking the case. and they don't want to take the chance of their live witnesses being revealed before the grand jury. Good point. Good point. Good point, Rogers. Good fucking point. You right about that. Salute to you for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you.
Tell me, Tyler Cox.
So, Nancy, look, we have had multiple witnesses reach out to us.
No,
two
you didn't.
confirmed witnesses that saw Nolan Wells on the island around 6 p.m. on July 4th.
Oh, my God.
Well after the Triton, as you said, left around 4:30.
Man, rest in peace to
And
Nolan,
so
bro.
those witnesses have went to...
Man, rest in peace to Nolan, bro. Like, this shit just, bro, this just do something. Every time I see a video and the picture of him, bro, just laughing, you know, having a good time, you know, you can just tell that he was a good, you know what I'm saying, like a good kid. And he ain't deserved this, bro. He ain't deserved what these people doing to him. All y'all doing is continuing to piss me off more and more day by day.
Investigators, they've talked to the police, and they've done what they're supposed to do. We've cooperated 100%. So has
Where did they
those
see
witnesses.
him, Tyler Cox? Where did the witnesses see them?
Good
Did
question.
they know him well enough to make a positive ID? Hey, speaking of a positive ID, control room, please pull up a photo that we showed a couple of days ago. There are 2 or 3 women, white females, walking along the beach, as I recall, each clad in a bikini. There is one, I believe, a white male and one black male walking with them. That can you zoom in a little bit? That's
Them
not really
shorts
helping
too.
me that much.
Them royal blue shorts.
For instance, did your witnesses know Nolan? Can they identify him? Because I'm looking right at this and I cannot identify if the male behind the female on the white, the female wearing a white hat, I can't tell if that's Nolan or not. It's a very blurry photo. I can't make it out. So, do your
Shout out to Feminine with the $2 super chat. He's on the same stuff Warren is on. White powder perk. Shout out to you, Feminine, for that. I appreciate you.
witnesses know him? I mean, let me see my guess, please. Mr. Polczyk, Mr. Cox, I know the two of you. I don't see both of them. There they are. The two of you have tried a lot of cases, as have I. To get in or attack an eyewitness, you, and it's in the code, the official code of Mississippi annotated. There are prescribed methods under which you cross-examine an eyewitness. For instance, does the witness know the target? Was the lighting sufficient? How far away was the witness? What were the conditions of the eyewitness identification? Was the eyewitness inebriated or high or otherwise incapacitated? How far away were they? Do they wear glasses? It goes on and on and on. It's laid out in the code. Tell me about these witnesses. How do they know it was Nolan?
Please.
Hey, control room, show me that picture of Nolan on the boat. He's bent over. All I can see are his legs and his behind. The only reason I think...
And we don't even know that this is Nolan right here because it don't show us. I you know what I mean? We can't verify this. It looks like him. The color shorts look like him. We don't know.
that's Nolan because it matches his swimsuit. Did they see that? How can they identify Nolan? First to you, Tyler.
Please answer that.
Well, I'm not sure if the witnesses saw that picture that you just put on screen, but I can confirm to you that these witnesses know Nolan. They've known him for a long time. They were able to make a positive ID.
Oh, really?
And they told that to investigators. They told them that from the very start.
Had they been drinking?
That I do not know.
How are they sure it was 6 o'clock? Look, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm asking the questions I would ask in court. How do they know it was 6 o'clock? Did they go, oh, there's Nolan Wells at 6 p.m.?
She be watching me. She be watching me.
Well, I'm pretty sure, Nancy, they were aware of the time. I'm not sure if they were drinking or not, but they're the ones that came forward to police and investigators, and that's their story to tell. What I'm telling you is...
So that's all they said was They seen Nolan at 6. That's it. That's all. Shout out to Feminine coming in with the $2 super chat. A mother confirmed with more pics is her son. Who? What mother? What mother you talking about, Feminine? Let me know. Is that all the witnesses said was they seen Nolan at 6? Like they just left it at that? They just left it at that. Shout out to Heavenly coming in with the $2 super chat. Amazing how each time given is on the hour or hour and a half. Exactly, bro. Exactly. It's never like 5:57, 3:38. These people got exact times. Like people was on the watch out for Nolan. Right? Like somebody was over there. Yeah, I scoped him at 6. I scoped him at 4:30. I scoped him at the boat, yelling at his friends to get on the boat. I saw him over here. I saw him at 8. Everybody saw Nolan, but nobody decided to get Nolan to ride back home. Everybody seen Nolan, but they don't know what Nolan was doing, who he was around, what was going on. They can't even describe what was going on. The only thing they are hanging their head on, family, is I seen Nolan at 6 o'clock.
They made a positive ID on Nolan Wells around 6 o'clock, and they told that to investigators, all while our clients were off the island around 4:30. So
they sticking to
we
that.
have positive identification.
No, you don't.
On Nolan on the island an hour and a half after our clients left. So, as you know, from your experience as a prosecutor, they can't do two things at once. They can't be on the island at 6 o'clock and be on the boat going off the island at 4:30. So that's where we are. Our clients have nothing to do with the death of Nolan Wells. We don't know how he died. We want to know. Please tell us. Somebody. We want to know just as much as anyone else. Our clients loved Nolan Wells.
No, they didn't.
They were brothers to
Nolan
Wells.
No, they weren't.
I've still yet to hear one bad thing about Nolan Wells. He was a good Ocean Springs kid, just as Chuck Bordy says all the time in the courtroom.
Oh, he's such a good kid, and the boys love him. But everybody that was on that island hiding their identity. If y'all care about Nolan so much, if the people that spotted Nolan at 6 o'clock, if they was friends with him, that's what the lawyer stated, that they knew him for a long time, why are they hiding their identity? If I seen Nolan, I would just come out and tell y'all, yes, I seen Nolan at 6. That's all I know. Okay, what was he doing? He was standing over there by that boat around some girls. That's all I can tell you. And the reason why I know it is at 6 o'clock because I was heading to the boat. We was finna get ready to go home. We don't get no details, no context, no nothing. It just, I seen Nolan at 6 o'clock. That don't even sound right, family. That sound like somebody made that up. They made that time up because it's very convenient to say 6 o'clock because they left the island at 4:30. They left the island at 4:30. So let's come up with a time frame that we seen Nolan after 6. But we can't prove it, by the way. We don't have picture evidence. We don't have videos. But they got videos or pictures of them getting towed. Everybody else got pictures and videos. But nobody got a picture or video of Nolan this entire time on this island.
These are good Ocean Springs people.
Good Ocean Springs people.
Nolan was a good Ocean Springs person too. They love Nolan.
No, they didn't.
We want to know. Will someone please
just stop right there,
tell us?
Tyler, I've got 1 hour, and nobody's running for miscongeniality. Let's just let it be noted, judicial notice. They were all good. Everybody's good. Okay. Tyler.
Right.
Yes.
The witnesses that came forward.
They want to tell us they everybody's good. Everybody at Ocean Springs is good. They not racist. They good, fine people. Who y'all trying to convince us here? You can't convince us that y'all good. Y'all evil. Devils in my eyes.
Here's something that would tend to corroborate them is if multiple witnesses said the same thing.
Exactly.
Witnesses separated in time and space. Witnesses that are not all friends. Witnesses that are not good friends with your clients that may have a reason to be fuzzy on the time. I'm not saying they are. Or
Shout
that-
out to Feminine coming in with the $2 super chat. White lady, she proved it wasn't Nolan on the beach. Oh, okay, cool. Okay. Shout out to you for that. I appreciate you.
They're not. Here's my question to you. Are these witnesses friends of your clients?
I don't think they're friends, and they're not even the same age.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Did this fool just say they not friends because they not the same age? Do you got to be the same age to have friends? I work out with a couple of older gentlemen that's in their 60s. They got 30 years on me. We friends. We cool. I got friends that's older than me, younger than me. Like, that was the dumbest thing that you can ever say, sir. They not friends because they not the same age. I don't think you thought this through, right? I thought you expected this to be like a little pitter-patter conversation. You know, you just keep it surface level with your answers. You thought that you wasn't going to get, back patted on what you was saying, but they wasn't the same age. Who hired this guy? Who hired this guy?
Star of the Officer Tatum on YouTube. Next question. How many witnesses place him there on the island at 6-ish?
At least 2 that I know.
2.
2. Do the witnesses know each other?
Yes.
Were they together that day?
Yes.
How you know that? How you know that though? I'm saying, how do you know that?
They had a chance to discuss their recollections with each other before they came to police.
Good question.
Well, I'm sure they did. Nancy, look, they did what they were supposed to do, and they spoke to police officers. And you know as well as I do that if investigators or a DA's office had any sort of probable cause to make an arrest in a case like this, they would have.
Or they may be gathering evidence to make sure they've got all the evidence that there is. I mean, I would wait until I had all the evidence, including a completed autopsy. You know what? I'm going to jump ahead. But regarding the body, regarding Nolan's body, we've heard all sorts of inflammatory things. But the one thing that, well, many things are very interesting and probative. For instance, why was Nolan's neck of so much interest to the original medical examiner that it was removed? His foot wasn't removed. His toe wasn't removed. His ear wasn't removed. Why his neck? The lungs and the neck.
You right, Howard. Howard said, dude think he's talking to a lie detector test. Right. Dude, crazy as hell.
Were removed, which obviously Edward Pulsick touches on COD, cause of death. I understand why the medical examiner took his lungs. He had to run tests on him to determine, did he drown? Of course, all three of us know you can drown and there still be foul play. Somebody whacked you on the head. If somebody held you underwater, it could be any number of things.
Exactly. They believe that you can't be knocked out, somebody beat you up, somebody do something violent to you, and then you fall in a body of water and you drown. That can happen. But now these low IQ Neanderthals don't want to believe that. They just want to believe that Nolan Wells drowned. There wasn't no foul play. Why are black people so outraged about this? Why they trying to convict these white boys? They had nothing to do with it. He just drowned out there on an island surrounded by dozens of boats, hundreds of white people, and nobody saw nothing. And then you got some idiots that's out here saying that he tried to swim to the boat. He tried to swim to the boat after Warren told them that the boat was sinking and that they had to leave. You got some low IQ Neanderthal said he swam to try to catch them in the boat. And not only that, he tried to swim home 10 miles back home in the ocean, something that he never did. And all he had to do was catch a ride with one of the boats that was on the island. Pitiful.
Or it could be an innocent drowning. But why the throat? What was curious about the throat, Ed? Were there marks on the throat? Was there a ligature mark? Was there manual strangulation? Was there a compression? Were there bruises? Were there scratches? I don't know. Was a hyoid missing? I could go on, but I won't. Do either of you know what was of interest to the medical examiner in the removal of Nolan's throat?
I'll tell you this. Listen, we're not coroners. We're not medical examiners. We want to know what happened to him just as much as everyone else.
No, you
Quite
don't.
frankly, more.
No, you don't.
Because Nolan was their best friend.
No, he wasn't.
Warren, Morgan, Jax. Nolan was their best friend. We want to know what happened. We haven't examined Nolan's body. We're not scientists.
I just thought
We can
maybe you had been
Yeah.
somehow told why they took his throat. Okay, that's a note. We don't know why they took his throat.
Yeah, we don't want to speculate.
Let me start with an open-ended question to you gentlemen. I started with why haven't they taken a polygraph? I want to hear what your clients are saying happened that day, because my interest is piqued because you stated a young lady, and I assume this is Katie, the mysterious Katie, who turns out not to be that mysterious at all. Much was made of that. Now, one thing about Katie, originally,
Smash that like button, family. Let's get the likes up. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this evening. I appreciate you guys. Salute to the family. Salute to the team. Let's get the likes up, family. Let's go.
one or some of your clients said he was with some girl, we don't know her. Then it turned out they had been texting with her. So they
Right.
did know her. There may be an innocent explanation for that or not. So explain to me, who were they talking about when they said he was with a girl, we don't know her?
Right. Explain
He
it.
had never met her before, but yet they were texting with Katie, the girl he had been with. I'll throw that to you, Tyler. Do you know the answer to that?
Sure. So they didn't know Katie, and they believe that Nolan didn't know Katie before that day. But you have to remember, once they started getting suspicious that Nolan wasn't with them anymore, they start asking themselves, okay, well, where's Nolan? They start texting everyone that they knew. Hey, have you seen Nolan? Do you know where Nolan is? Did he make it back home? All before they called Christine Wells that night, they start asking everybody. And so eventually they end up getting, through mutual friends, whoever, Katie's number. And so and I believe it was maybe either Snapchat or text message. They got in communication with Katie. And Katie says, I don't know. We thought he was leaving with y'all. Well, I don't believe that's the case, obviously, because he did not leave.
Now, you see how he had to catch himself right there? You see how he had to catch himself right there, family? He had to catch himself. He had to say, hold on, damn, I gotta stick to the script. I gotta keep saying that he did not leave with the boys. He did not leave with them. So I don't know what Katie talking about. Watch this. Watch this. You think you slick, bro.
We thought he was leaving with y'all. Well, I don't believe that's the case, obviously, because he did not leave with our boys. We don't know what happened to him, but that's Katie's statement. That's how they got a hold of Katie's numbers, because they're frantically trying to find out what happened to Nolan.
But how they get Katie's number if they didn't know him? If they didn't know her? Warren stated in the interview that he didn't know Katie. He said some girl. A lot of y'all kept saying some girl. Tristan said some girl. And then he came back and said that I called Katie. I text Katie. So which one is it, sir? Do he know Katie or he don't know Katie? How did he get Katie's number? Because that's not what he said in an interview. He stated that some girl Nolan was with. Tristan stated he was with some girl. That's all we was hearing. Some girl, some girl, some girl. And then they said Katie.
What's your take on it, Ed? Because I think he's saying they did know Katie. I couldn't tell if he said did or didn't. Did he say they all did know Katie?
No, they did not.
They did not.
They didn't know Katie. All right. And
They didn't know Katie. So how did they get Katie's number, sir? How did they get Katie's number? If they didn't know Katie, how did they even know her name? If you didn't know her, how you know her name? Who provided you with her number? motherfucker, yeah.
Determined who she was. Okay.
Right.
Hey, hold on. Tyler, you stated your clients, began to get suspicious, whereas Nolan. When did they get suspicious?
It was later that night. I believe it was around 9 or 10 o'clock, maybe even 11, that they start saying, oh, well, has anyone seen Nolan? Where's Nolan? Did he make it back home? Does anybody know? They start calling around, texting, asking everybody. And once they determined that no one had the answer about where Nolan was, that's when they called Christine Wells. And then they stay on the phone. My client stayed on the phone with Christine Wells for about 5 or 6 minutes. And then he tells her, look, I'm going to call the Coast Guard just to make sure. And he did. He stays on the phone with the Coast Guard for 21 minutes.
Okay.
But here's my thing, right? If he was concerned about where his location was, why didn't he confirm that he had a ride back home? That doesn't make sense, attorney. That doesn't make any sense at all. Because he should have confirmed with somebody that he had a ride back home. Now, all of a sudden, it comes 9, 10, 11 o'clock, and he's asking where Nolan is. But he also stated in the interview that he thought Nolan was going to be laid out on somebody's couch. And people hang out on the island all the time, and they get rides back home. People hop from boat to boat. So which one is it? He was concerned about Nolan at 9, 10, 11 o'clock. Where's Nolan? You seen Nolan with a girl. So where the concern come about? That's what I don't understand, attorney. Explain that to me.
Ed Pulsick, also.
Shout out to Nathaniel for being a channel member for 1 month. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Salute to you. Shout out to Heavenly coming in with the $2 super chat. Tatum said they called Mama Wells first. Lies, I tell you. This dude is obsessed with Nolan's mother. Obsessed with Nolan Wells' mother. And he did say that he called her first.
Veteran trial lawyer. Ed, do you concur with that explanation of why they first said, I don't know her, we don't know her, he didn't know her, and then we find out that they had actually been texting with Katie? What's your understanding of that? Again, I had my favorite trial judge, Luther Alverson, would tell
let him answer that. Let him answer that. You gotta let him answer that question. They saying that they don't know her, but they texting her looking for Nolan. That don't make sense. In part 1 and part 2, he stated, I don't know her. He was seen behind on the island with some girl. And then they get home around 9, 10, 11 o'clock p.m. They texting Katie. That doesn't make sense. But let me guess, we just making it up. Shout out to Nathaniel coming in with the $2 super chat. Peace and blessings, family. I'm just tuning in. Welcome, bro. You right on time. Salute to you. Let's get it.
Jury, it is your duty to make all witnesses speak the truth. What does that mean? To reconcile the different seemingly conflicting stories to make everyone be telling the truth and impugn perjury on no one. So maybe there's an explanation for this. Why did they say, we don't know her, and then they're texting her?
Exactly.
So they did know her.
Exactly.
That characterization, they didn't say that. There's no contradiction. I can just tell you this. They didn't know her. Nolan was with her much of the day.
You can't prove that, sir. You can't prove that Nolan was with her most of the day. You can't prove that. Why would you say that as an attorney, sir? You have to back that up with facts. Where's your proof that he was with her most of the day? How did you come up with that? Katie has provided us timestamps, videos, pictures of when she was on the boat around 4, 5, 6 o'clock. She wasn't around Nolan, sir. She wasn't around him. Now that was a lie. That was a bold-faced lie for you to be an attorney, sir.
And he was still on the island when they left.
You can't prove that either. You're lying. Bro, these people got how? Y'all passed the bar? These guys are attorneys for real. These got to be the Timu kind. These ain't real attorneys, family. I'm not finna believe that these are actual attorneys. Ain't no way.
He apparently spent much of the day with this young lady.
Apparently spent most of the day with this lady. By who did she tell you that, sir? Who told you that? Can you provide video evidence that he spent majority of the day with this young lady? No, you can't. Because Katie have already provided us pictures and videos of where was she at around 5 and 6 o'clock. The same time that those alleged witnesses said they seen Nolan at 6 o'clock. So you lying, sir. She wasn't with him. Matter of fact, her sister came out and made a post on Facebook and said that it was, much of a hey and a bye type of situation. We wasn't kicking it. We just spoke to each other and we went on about our business. You just making shit up.
That seems to be what happened. But
that seems to be, I cannot believe a lawyer is speaking like this. He believing is not confirmation, sir. You should know that. You went to law school. Believing is not facts. Stop talking about things that you believe and talk about things that you know.
No, there was this young lady was not part of their friend group. That's right.
Okay, so when they say they didn't know her, but yet they were texting her, they did know her name.
Well, I don't know if I agree with that characterization.
What you mean?
Yeah, the
well,
premise,
enlighten me. I want to know.
Is flawed.
The premise
is flawed. She's not part of their friend group. They don't know her.
How you texting some? This was the attorney that Donald Trump hired. He said he don't agree with the premises. Okay, cool. They said they didn't know this young lady. How in the hell are they texting someone? Because they said that they wasn't doing nothing with Nolan phone, so they couldn't text her off Nolan phone. So they had her number. How are you texting someone that you don't know that's not in your friend group? Attorney Cox, explain that, idiot. How stupid. I cannot. He's not an attorney. I'm not believing. He gonna have to show me his certifications. Show me your license, sir. I don't believe it. I think you cosplaying. Shout out to Feminine coming in with the $2 super chat. Majority, yet pics, videos were majority with friends. Majorly with friends. Exactly. Shout out to you for the $2 super chat. I appreciate you. This don't even make sense.
I can tell you that it does appear, once again, it appears that Nolan was with this young lady for much of the day. That
it appears. It's not a fact. I'm catching all of your wording, sir. You need to be careful with what you're saying on this internet. It appears that he was with this lady much of the time on the island. How can you prove that to us, sir? Why are you stating things as an attorney that you cannot back up and prove it? You just pulling this shit out of your ass and you making this up as you go. That's why you looking all over the ceiling and not paying attention to the camera. You got wandering eyes. Body language tells you everything you need to know, especially when it comes to communication. He's very nervous. He all over the place. He's looking all over the ceiling trying to make up these words. Sir, appears is not facts. You don't know that. Shout out to Diva coming in with a $5 super chat. Lawyers have a whole lot of talking points with no proof. Whole lot of he say, she say, crazy work. Crazy work. That don't even make no sense. He said that. She said that. He saw her at 6. She saw this. It appears that he was with her most of the day. Okay, it appears, or do you know he was with her most of the day? All I'm saying, no, sir. I need you to be more specific. Was he with her majority of the day? Not it appears. Do you know this for a 100% fact? No, you can't prove it. Stupid. Shout out to Feminine coming in with the $2 super chat. Now you see why Mississippi don't like stuff going to court. Exactly. I'm starting to see that right now, Feminine. I'm starting to see that now. I'm really starting to see this now.
Does seem to be confirmed by many witnesses.
Confirmed by many witnesses. 2 witnesses, 4 witnesses, 6 witnesses, 1,000 witnesses. How many witnesses confirm this? Because the 2 witnesses that y'all alleged said they seen Nolan. They didn't say they seen Nolan with Katie. So which one is it, attorney? You said many witnesses. Put a number on it. Is it 8? Is it 1 million? Is it 1 trillion? And these witnesses that y'all are hanging y'all hat on, they didn't say that they seen Nolan with Katie. That's what you just made up. This is brand new information for us. This is groundbreaking information. Shout out to Ginger coming in with a $2 super chat. Didn't say nothing, just showing your boy some love. Shout out to you, Ginger, for the $2 super chat. I appreciate you.
And I could tell you this, Nancy, one thing about this island, I did have the opportunity to go to Horn Island.
Yeah, we seen your photo shoot.
And when you go to the island, everything starts to make sense.
Patrick said, those lawyers, if my dog jumped in a fence and bite somebody, I wouldn't get them to defend my dog. Bro, nobody should get them. Nobody should. Shout out to Heavenly coming in with the $2 super chat. Hearsay is not admissible in court. Access denied. You heard that, attorney. Access denied. It's not admissible. He say, she say, many witnesses. Okay, how many witnesses? Did those 2 alleged witnesses said they seen Nolan with Katie? No, you can't. They didn't say that. And not only that, where did they get Katie number from? That's what Nancy should have asked him. Then the attorney said that Katie is not in their friend group, so they not friends with her. How do you get somebody number that you don't know and you not friends with? And y'all chose to say this on a platform with millions of people to watch. Yeah, that makes sense.
The first picture was maybe not so accurate. If you go to the part of Horn Island.
Look at Horn Island, family. You cannot hide here. I want you guys to really pay attention to this island. You can see everything clearly. All you got to do is walk up this little hill, walk over. You see the other side of the island. You can see what's going on in clear view. You can't hide. If Nolan was somewhere passed out on the island, somebody would have saw him. The Rangers come every afternoon, every evening to inspect the island and make sure everybody's gone. Nolan was not here. Please stop lying to us like this. Please.
Where, these events all occurred, you see that there are really no trees on that part of the island. It's flat. It's open. There are no.
You see it, family? Look at this.
Visual.
Look at this. You see? Look at this island. It was boats surrounding this entire island. Where they was at was this West Point tip. No trees there. Flat surface land. Everything is visible. If you would have seen Nolan walking around, you would have saw him. If you would have saw Nolan jump in the ocean and go for a swim, you would have seen it. Dozens of boats, hundreds of boats was on this island on the 4th of July. This is how I know that this is a bigger cover up than we think, family. For these people to talk about that they have a tight-knit community, for nobody to talk about they know what happened to Nolan and all these people, this is bigger than what we think, family. This is way bigger than what we think.
Obstructions, so there's no trees, there's no shelter, there's no nothing, and it was broad daylight with thousands of people there.
Exactly.
Meaning there was no opportunity for foul play during daylight hours.
Wow. Wow. That means it was no opportunity for foul play.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
You as an attorney gonna come out and make a bold-faced statement like that. Just because it was countless boats out there, hundreds of people, that negate the fact that there was no foul play? It couldn't be no foul play? Really, sir? That's what you said? And you supposed to be the attorney? How do you know that, though? That's my question. How do you know that? You don't think that it could have been a fight? Somebody went upside his head because he had red coloration in the back of his head. Somebody could have went upside his head, threw his body in the ocean. Somebody could have took his body on a boat and bring it back on July 6th. There's many ways that foul play could have took part of this case. You are a very low IQ Neanderthal, very stupid, very ignorant man. They need to disbar you. I don't understand how you survived this long. I know you're probably not making a lot of money. I can just tell. You're stupid.
And that's where this whole thing starts to unravel.
Ed.
You have to go to the island.
Please.
You have to go to
There's
the island.
opportunity for foul play.
Thank you for saying that. There's opportunity for foul play, and it's very disrespectful, and he should get sued for saying some idiotic shit like that. There's no opportunity of foul play just because it was hundreds of people there. That's the most dumbest shit you can say as an attorney. He's so ready to disprove that anything nefarious happened to Nolan that he's coming out saying idiotic shit that he can't even back up or prove. Just dumb. Shout out to Diva coming in with the $2 super chat. Cole is stupid. Very stupid. Very stupid. Saying that there's no opportunity of foul play on this island just because it was broad daylight. Broad daylight. Shout out to Heavenly coming in with the $2 super chat. It's a cover up when everyone uses the same verbiage. Everybody using the same verbiage. Everybody talking about these witnesses. Everybody talking about this CETO call. Everybody talking about they seen Nolan in 6. Everybody saying that Nolan wants to be left behind with Katie. Everybody want to talk about, oh, they was gone at 4:30. Everybody's using the same verbiage, even the attorneys.
He could have been walked
Not
on
in
the
this
head on a
environment.
boat
Not
and pushed
in-
over.
I'm telling you, not in this
It doesn't have
environment.
to be
I
on the
was there.
beach. It could
I'm
be
telling you.
anywhere.
You got to understand, it's a 10-mile long barrier island, but it's only a few hundred yards wide in most places. There's nowhere to hide.
Let me see the video and show it to Ed.
Or maybe those people, right, that was down there seen it and they not saying nothing because that's how they do it. That's how they get down there in Ocean Springs. They probably seen what happened to Nolan in broad daylight, because why would Officer Tater Tot, right, Bussy Tatum, why would he come out and say that somebody reached out to him and said that they saw Nolan in a physical altercation and they are going to spend the rest of their life in jail? Why would somebody say that? Why is it red coloration behind Nolan's head? So it's plenty of opportunity for foul play, sir. The nerve of you to say something like that.
Tyler, the video of all those boats. Anything could have happened between those boats.
Exactly.
Anything.
Well, but
Even
but
an
Nancy,
accident could happen between those boats. And so
Nancy,
many people are drunk, I don't think they're paying attention.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? We could always say anything is possible. An asteroid could strike right now. But I am telling you that there are a lot of people who have talked about this case and have said things that are not true, and they haven't been to the island.
You have said a lot of things that's not true. You saying that it's impossible for any foul play to happen because it's broad daylight and all those people. How about that those people saw what happened and they didn't say nothing? Could that be a option, sir? Dum-dum? Could that be an option?
You've got to go to the island. If you don't go to the island, you can't speak with authority about the case. And I won't name names, but a lot of people who have hurt these fine young men and have defamed them, they've never visited the island. And I'm willing to bet that they've never visited the islands. Look at it right there.
Why do we need to visit the islands when we can see it right here? We can see pictures and videos of the island. We can see earth maps. We can Google it. We can see pictures. We can go on YouTube and see videos about the island. We don't have to go down there. We know it was hundreds of people down there. Stupid. We know that he was surrounded by people in that water. We know that he was surrounded by dozens of boats. How stupid can you be, sir? You are the most dumb. I've seen a lot of stupid attorneys, especially these YouTube attorneys. They very dumb, very ignorant. I don't understand. I think they just giving out law certificates. I need one. I need my law license. If this idiot can pass the bar, sign me up.
That shot you have right there, broad daylight with thousands of people there. The picture speaks for itself.
I agree with what you're saying.
Right.
I agree that it would be nearly impossible for foul play to take place on that beach.
That's what we saying. You see, he not understanding that. He agreeing with us. Of course, it's too many people out there to not have seen what happened to Nolan. That's exactly what we saying, dum-dum. Shout out to Diva coming in with the $2 super chat. Hope that asteroid you talking about strikes you. No, I really won't. That's what I really want. Shout out to you, Diva, for the $2 super chat.
Again, I direct your attention to the gathering of boats with the boats closely together. Everybody's drinking. Nobody's paying attention. Like, I can't tell what's going on between the boats at a distance. I don't know. I don't know what's happening in the water. I don't know. That
I can tell you
said,
this.
I agree. I don't think anything happened out in the plain view on the beach. But there are other alternatives.
I want to add, though, we have a difference of opinion. When I see that video of the boats in the water there, that also is not a good place to get away with murder. Now, we have been very careful.
Yes, it is. If everybody just act like they ain't see it, if they see a bunch of white guys doing something to a black person, something that they probably used to seeing, yeah, you can get away with it, right? No witnesses, no case.
We have refrained from speculation. We have refrained from guessing, and we're going to...
You guess, sir. You speculated this entire interview. That's what you've been doing.
continue to do that. However, plain view of that scene, the beach, the boats, the water, that is not a secretive environment. It just isn't.
I agree the beach is not secretive, and I also agree the whole island is not secretive because there's really nowhere to hide there anyway. Guys, let me move to the boat, the Triton. Has the boat been searched by authorities?
I do not believe that it has been searched by authorities, but it's been available to authorities this entire time.
What? The boat ain't been searched by authorities? Why haven't the boat been searched by authorities? Why? Oh, because they not treating this case like a murder case. They not really trying to do any type of investigation work. Because why they haven't searched the boat? That's crazy. And alleged witnesses, right? I don't know this for a fact. I'm not stating this for a fact. Said that they seen these guys cleaning their boat out at 3 a.m. Why not go search the boat? Smells like a cover up to me.
If authorities wanted to come see it, they're more than able to, and have been.
Okay, I find that very interesting, Tyler.
Me
And I'll
too.
tell you why. In so many cases that I've prosecuted and covered and investigated, you see defendants, targets, trying to get rid of evidence.
Yep.
You see them cleaning the boat. You see them washing it down. You see them trying all sorts of methods to get rid of evidence. It's interesting to me and somewhat probative that your clients have offered the boat up to law enforcement to come and search it. I'm curious, has the boat not just been searched with the naked eye? Has luminol been used on the boat? Has alternative light sources been used on the boat? Has a cadaver dog come to the boat? Has a scent dog come to the boat? To your knowledge, either one of you.
To my knowledge, Nancy, I do not believe that has happened. But again,
Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. If these people are willing to give up the boat to the sheriff department and the sheriff department don't go out there and examine the boat, what else we need to say, family? What more can we say? Huh? What more can we say? Are they going to continue to keep calling us liars? Are they going to keep telling us that we race baiting? We race hustling? We are dealing with the state of Mississippi here, by the way. Wake up. This guy here, the attorney, I don't know if he lying. If he lying, come on now. He said that the authorities could have came and checked the boat. They haven't checked the boat. You know why? Because they have already made up in their mind that Nolan Wells drowned. They're not looking at this as a murder case. They're not looking at those boys as suspects. They tiptoeing around this case, right? Sealing the evidence, closing the case so we can't get no information while leaking information, because I don't know how Chris Cuomo know about the autopsy. I don't know how Bussy Tatum getting all this information. I don't know how y'all guys know about two witnesses if this case supposed to be sealed.
3 clients, either one of them, none of them own that boat. So if it has, you would have to ask the owners.
Tyler, do I look like I just fell off the turnip truck? Maybe I do, because we did sell turnips at the farmer's market.
Shout out to Feminine coming in with the $5 super chat. Should have been an investigation into them the very moment they lied about the last time they saw Nolan Wells. They went from 3 p.m. to almost 4:30 p.m. And I remember that. I remember it was, we last seen Nolan at 3. Now all of a sudden it was pushed back. They left the island at 4:30. An hour and a half time gap. That's very suspicious. Shout out to you, Feminine, for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you.
When I was growing up. That said, you telling me my clients don't own the boat, so you'd have to ask the owner. Come on. You and Paulsick know if the boat has been searched.
Right.
You know if cadaver dogs or scent dogs, luminol or alternative light has been used on the boat. Can you just tell me? Yes, no. It's not your client's fault. It's law enforcement's fault if they haven't done it.
If authorities thought that there was something to find on that boat, don't you think this far out they would have already done it?
I would think in the ordinary course of an investigation into potential foul play, I would have gone out there and done it.
Yeah, but they're not going to do it because they are racist. And they're not treating this case like Nolan Wells was murdered. That's why they're not going to go out there. Why would they go out there, right? And all of this is alleged. This is not facts. I'm not stating this and establishing this as, facts or the truth. Somebody called this guy Edwards to get involved with this case. He don't want to tell us. And I told you guys, I believe it's somebody in a position of power. It could be the sheriff, the governor, the mayor, the senator, chief of police. Somebody was involved with hiring this idiot. And you think that they're about to send police to go search that boat when they are trying their best to cover this case up? They are not treating nobody like suspects. Nobody have got arrested. Not one person, and it's over a month, family. Not one person. Not one person. But Judge Cole can get 3 or 4 people locked up for harassing her. But Christine can get people calling her job, doxing her, sending mail to her home. Nobody goes to jail. Don't nobody know shit. Shout out to Lee coming in with the $5 super chat. Gentleman Den, thank you for keeping Nolan's name alive. Absolutely. I appreciate you. I'm reporting for duty. Shout out to you.
Just
That's if you believe there was potential foul play.
Just to say, I searched it and it was clean. I didn't find any human blood.
Well, Nancy,
Cadaver
you're
dog
asking a
didn't
valid.
hit.
Hold on, you're asking a valid question. You're just asking the wrong people. That's a question for law enforcement.
To your knowledge, has it been searched? Have you been told by anyone that it was searched?
I don't have
I have
any
not been told
involvement
that,
with the
no.
law enforcement. I don't have any involvement in the investigation.
I'm
We're
gonna take
conducting
that
our
as
own
a no.
investigation. You can take it how you want. We're conducting our own investigation.
Attention homeowners, Nancy Grace here. Scammers are using renowned experts say, this wasn't doctored. I've had renowned experts say, this was totally doctored. Have you heard the original CETO call from Mississippi Department Marine Resources? Have either of you listened to that call? Because I've heard it so many times, I'm now jaded based on what people think they're hearing, based on enhancements. I even had my own producer, who does not have a dog in this fight, no skin in the game, enhance it. But I want to hear what you guys know about the CETO call. My mind is open.
Look, anybody can adjust the gain. Anybody can enhance it or sweeten it. But it doesn't change the fact that just because you put words over some audio means that those words are now attributable to what is on the call.
So we didn't hear what we heard, family. Here we go again. Here we go again with these people trying to tell us that we did not hear, damn it, Bart, is he dead? Oh my God, Nolan, shut the F up. So we didn't hear none of that, family. Just because the words on the screen, I played the video yesterday and I didn't even show you guys the words. I didn't put the transcript up there and we heard the same thing. Clear as day. But this attorney right here, of course, he's going to deny it. But they never want to tell us what they heard. Brandon Tatum never want to tell us what he heard. He want to say, I don't got a dog in this fight. Of course you don't. Come on now. You got a dog in this fight. You very invested into this case.
Look, another boy called CETO. We have video that was released of Brandon Tatum. He posted it, and it shows who all was on the boat.
No, it didn't.
At no point in time.
No, it didn't, sir. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. It didn't show us because you know what? It was another boat there. He didn't show us the video of the people that was recording and the people that was on Bart boat. So that's not true.
Does this CETO call ever, not once, where you find any sort of mention of Nolan being on the boat, of something happening to Nolan? I cannot state clearly enough, Nolan was not on the boat when it departed around 4:30.
You don't know that.
The video that you're showing now, does anyone look like... And look, there's the boy that's on the CETO call right there.
You don't know if it was this exact moment that he was on the call with CETO. You cannot match that together. You don't have no metadata to back up that claim, attorney. You know better than to say something like that. You don't know who he on the phone with. We don't even know if that's a phone to his head because we can barely see it. That could just be his hand on the side of his face. We don't know. Why are you making stuff up, attorney? You should be ashamed of yourself. We don't. This is a 5-second video. Please turn the camera around and show us who's on Bart boat? And why is this person recording? What is the purpose of recording y'all towing somebody? This makes absolutely no sense.
Does anyone look like there's a body on the boat or something had just happened? Look, Nancy,
It could be on the other boat. It could be on the other boat. We don't know. Something could be going on the other boat.
A prosecutor for a long time. None of these boys have a story that is untrue. Don't you think that after all this time, somebody would have snitched? That somebody wouldn't be able to keep their story straight? No.
No, they haven't been keeping their story straight, attorney. They got different timestamps. They deleted all their social media. They hired you. What you mean? They look very suspicious. They talking about they don't know Katie, then all of a sudden they texting Katie. The boys are separating from each other. Wyatt is not around. Why you not representing Wyatt? Why you not representing Bart? Everybody is split up now. Yeah, Nancy, why would they do this? Why would they do that? That's not proof of innocence, sir.
Look, these boys are telling the truth.
Typically, you're absolutely right. That's why I usually don't believe in conspiracies, because nobody can keep their yap shut. Somebody blabs.
And Nancy, now I'll say something about the CETO call. I have heard a lot of versions of the CETO call. And most of them are either completely fake or AI or doctored.
Of course you gonna say that. What you mean you heard so many different versions of the CETO call? I only heard two. Janetta enhanced version and the original CETO call that's on YouTube. It's only two. How many? Like what part of the internet that you on that you heard all these different audio calls? I only heard two. I heard the original, which I played on my channel, and I played Janetta's enhanced version. I didn't play no fake AI, none of that.
And unfortunately, for folks that are doing that, that may become the subject of one or more lawsuits.
There we go, back to money.
There are hundreds of versions of the CETO call all over the...
Hundreds of versions. Where in the hell did he see hundreds of versions of this CETO call? You see how they just pull shit out their ass, family? He just made this up. Where have you seen 100 versions of this CETO call, sir? Why you just lie like that? Why would you just lie like that? And why not? You just heard Nancy Grace stated that her engineer enhanced the audio. Do you want to hear Nancy engineer audio call? Shout out to Toya coming in with the $2 super chat. They're not sinking. One dude grabbing beer in the back. Exactly. And I zoomed in on that. They were not in distress, but he calling the CETO people talking about some we going down. Shout out to you, Toya, for the $2 super chat. I appreciate you. Shout out to Feminine coming in with the $2 super chat. Where's the water on the floor bed? Sinking boat. That's what I want to know. That's exactly what I want to know, Feminine. Nowhere to be found. That was the alibi. That was fucking lying. Shout out to Diva coming in with a $50 super chat. $50 ball. Since Sheriff said no foul play with an investigation, that's the start of the cover-up. The governor and the DA, sheriff, the whole police department need to be dismantled. Hopefully, the corruption stops with Nolan Wells' case. All kingdoms eventually comes to fall. Absolutely. Shout out to you, Diva, for the $50 super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. You are the real MVP. And you know what else, Diva? Like you said, when the governor came out and said that he don't expect no foul play, that was the cover up. It started right there. When y'all heard Taisha, right? Y'all remember the news article that I played with Taisha that was lynched in Jackson? The first thing that the sheriff's department said, we don't expect no foul play. Before doing an investigation, her case is ongoing. Nolan Wells' case is ongoing. Why would y'all come out and say that y'all don't expect no foul play? Because y'all plan on doing no investigation. Y'all don't care about black deaths. It's just another Negro that wound up dead in y'all eyes. Shout out to the family. Shout out to the team.
The internet, everywhere online. So now nobody can keep track of it.
No, we can, sir. No, you can't keep track of it because we can. We didn't hear 100 versions of the audio call. I don't know where you. Why would you lie like? This is why I can't stand these people. I cannot stand people like this. Saying, how can we believe the audio when it's 100 versions of it? How about, sir, you an attorney? I'm pretty sure you know some people that's in the business of audio engineering. You go get the audio and have them do it. Nancy Grace, engineer, enhance the audio. Why you can't do it?
But I can tell you that. I can tell you, look at those photos. Nolan Wells is not on that boat.
The photos to me are very convincing. Let's see the photo they're talking about again.
Yes, I'm glad we agree about that. I'm glad we agree.
Do I know what time that was or
Exactly.
what day that was? Is there a
Exactly.
timestamp? Look,
Yeah, it was
I'm
around
not
4:30.
saying either of you are lying. I'm saying this is how I would test evidence in court. I mean, I take everything with a box of salt. When was that taken? Where was it taken? What time was it taken?
Yeah.
I'm curious. Is it timestamped?
And Nancy,
Well,
you've been trying this case for over 30 days. The facts are the facts are the facts.
What facts?
These boys had nothing to do with the death of Nolan Wells.
See, he want to not address the timestamps. So he just want to come out and say that these boys had nothing to do with the death of Nolan Wells. That don't mean anything, sir. Your word is not bond. Your word is not law. Your word is not proof of innocence. Just because all of y'all keep saying that these boys had nothing to do with it. Where is the timestamps of this video? Whoever recorded that video, y'all know who that person is. Go get the timestamps of the video and provide it to the public. You know why you're not going to do it? Well, we all know. Shout out to Toya coming in with a $2 super chat. He's high off Mississippi dust.
Shout out to you. Okay, listen, when was the timestamp on that video?
Nancy, I'm going to answer it this way.
Yes.
See, answer the question directly. Is it a timestamp on this picture and video? These are attorneys, by the way, family. These people have their law license, but they can't answer a direct question.
We don't think that you're accusing us of lying. We don't feel that way. We're just simply saying this. And it's okay. You're asking legitimate investigative questions. And we don't fault you for that. But here's what we're saying. It's been over 30 days. There has never been one shred, one iota, one piece, nothing. There is no evidence that ties Warren, Morgan, or Jax to any crime because they did not commit a crime.
You don't know that. You can't prove that. The evidence is headed to the grand jury. That's what you saying. But you not the judge. You not the grand jury. You not law. You can keep saying this shit until your face turn blue, sir. We won't know until the grand jury make its decisions. Until they open up the evidence to the public. Because they supposed to have this case sealed. That's what the district attorney came out and told us. But all of a sudden, Chris Cuomo got evidence. Brandon Tatum got evidence. Y'all know something about witnesses. Seems like they leaking information over there in their sheriff department. We don't know, sir. Shout out to Ball coming in with the $2 super chat. At a corner store, at a corner store, they said Tristan money was no good. Yeah, I heard that. They said that in the interview. I don't believe it. I don't believe nothing that they say. And they speaking on the behalf of Tristan. And if somebody told him his money no good, okay, so what? You can't come to my store. I don't want you here. I have every right to not grant you any access.
They had nothing whatsoever to do. Right.
And
there's
again,
nothing.
what's timestamp on that video?
But that's not our burden. See, that's the problem. You're putting this burden on us.
See, he can't answer. They can't answer that. They can't answer that. Why you can't answer? Is it a timestamp on that video? Somebody over there on your side provided this information to Bussy Tatum, right? They wanted to prove, your side wanted to prove that Nolan was not on that boat. But y'all can't prove the timestamps of this video, these pictures. You can't provide that, but you're going to provide us a 5-second clip to try to exonerate your clients and let the public know that Nolan was not on that boat. All you got to do is go get the pictures, the phone from the person who recorded it. Go to their gallery. It's going to show them the date, the time, and the month of the video. That's what iPhones do. We're not stupid, sir. Shout out to Feminine coming in with the $2 super chat. He not mad, Nancy, for asking, but mad Nolan's mom. Man, you just cooked on that one. They mad at Nolan mom for asking questions. You ain't lying about that. Feminine, you ain't lying. They so mad that she's asking questions. They talking about that she's racist. She trying to divide the community. But he ain't mad that Nancy Grace. Of course he ain't mad as Nancy Grace. Of course. We already know that.
There's never been one piece of evidence.
You did that to yourself, Paul, when you said, here's the boat that day and he's not on it. That may very well be true.
Exactly.
That may be absolutely true. And I'm saying, when was the video taken?
Well, no, I'm telling you.
Around 4:30, July 4th.
Yeah.
Why would you heard the attorney? He said that video was taken July 4th around 4:30. How can you prove that, sir? Why would you say that when you can't prove that? You don't know. You don't know. These are attorneys. I have to keep stating that because I want you guys to see that the bar is very low nowadays. I think they selling licenses to practice law on Temu, ladies and gentlemen. We all should go get our license. Let's go to Temu.com and register and get our license where that fat guy Tyler got his from in this bozo. Wherever they got their license from, we need to go there first thing in the morning if it's that easy.
Telling you another thing, Nancy, we have multiple witnesses and we're going to protect their names on the air here.
Multiple witnesses.
We're not going to air out a private list of witnesses. We're going to protect them. So I want to emphasize that as well. The witnesses that we're talking about, we're not going to do that to them. We're not going to name them here on the air. We're not doing that.
I'm not asking you to.
Yeah. Well, it sounds...
She asked you for timestamps, sir. She didn't ask you to name no witnesses, which will be great. Because I don't believe you got no witnesses. She asked you for timestamps. And you saying that that's not, the burden is not on us. But y'all are referring to this photo as is a matter of fact. And Fat Boy up there said that this video was July 4th around 4:30.
Like you are.
I'm asking you again when the timestamp is on that video. But if you don't know, I'm not saying that that's wrong or right.
Well, shout out to AQ coming in with the $2 super chat. I can't stand these people. Need a audio clip. You ain't lying about that, AQ. Shout out to you.
I want to know to corroborate that video.
I understand that, but that's not a relevant question for your present guest since we didn't make the video. But I can tell you this.
Okay. You didn't make the video, but your clients released the video, sir. You didn't make the video, but your clients that you are representing released that video and trying to prove that they was getting a tow. Y'all tried to prove that Wyatt was on the phone with Cito, but you haven't provided any metadata. And every time you get backed up in the corner, now you want to get mad because you don't have proof. The burden on proof is you because y'all referring to this video. And while that fat boy up there talking about it's July 4th around 4:30, you can't prove that, Pochop. You can't prove that. I bet we can prove that you was at that Chinese restaurant last night.
Showed me the video, and that's why I'm asking. Okay, let me ask you something else.
Yeah, we didn't show you.
You state that your clients...
Bro, this might so stupid.
Go ahead.
Of witnesses, or you know of witnesses that placed Nolan at Horn Island alive at 6 p.m.
Yes. Yes, 100%.
Now, all of this aside, has the boat been searched? Where is Nolan's phone? Where are your client's phone? All that is superseded by the fact that there may be witnesses placing him alive on the island at 6 p.m. And everything else disappears for me if that is true, because I know your clients were gone at 4:30-ish.
Yes.
Have these witnesses been questioned by law enforcement? Do you know?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
You're sure?
Yes. Yes. And I'll tell you another thing. One other thing. There's a
I'm sick of them.
corollary. Nancy, there's a
I
corollary.
can't take it no more, family.
So
I can't.
there are witnesses who can place Nolan Wells on the island at 6 p.m. There are also witnesses who can.
Shout out to Mannerism coming in with the $10 super chat. My question would be, who even took that picture and why did you take it? Clearly someone else from another boat took it, and why? That's my question too. What was the purpose of taking a photo and a video if y'all was sinking? Why would you take pictures and videos of somebody doing a mannequin challenge? Y'all sitting there looking stupid. What was the point of this? Was this y'all alibi? Was y'all proof? Just in case somebody said that Nolan wasn't with y'all, so y'all can say, look, we got evidence. He wasn't on the boat, but we're not going to show y'all the video of us. Because Nolan could possibly, I don't know, I'm not stating this as a fact, that Nolan could be on the boat behind us. So who was the person that recorded this video? This dumbass attorney don't want to tell us that. Shout out to you.
That Warren, Morgan, and Jax left the island.
Oh my
around
God.
4:30.
He's so stupid. He's so stupid.
Both sides are covered. We've got it covered.
Well,
No, you don't.
For me, it's not that simple because I
Right.
still don't know what happened to Nolan Wells. However,
Neither do we.
I believe that the GPS, which really cannot be controverted, shows when the Triton left, witness or no witness. I've got that. Now, who's on the boat? I believe that video is going to tell me who's on the boat. But all that, the overarching issue was he alive at 6 p.m.? This is where I'm going.
Right, and Nancy,
I don't
can I say
care
Nancy, one
who
thing.
was with him last. I don't care if it exonerates or convicts
course.
anybody. I just want to know the truth.
And it's good to ask,
Sir?
and I want to say this, it's good to ask tough questions. These are all valid questions. But
Okay,
what
so
we're trying to do for you.
So my question is, attorney, if these are good questions, it's good to ask tough questions. Why haven't Warren, Jax, Morgan go on somebody else's platform outside of Bussy Tatum? Why haven't they go on Nancy Grace? Why haven't they went to Fox News, CNN, ABC, NBC? Why they only talking to Brandon Tatum? Because they don't want to get caught up in their lies like you have been in this podcast, sir. You are very dumb. You and that fat boy Taylor. Y'all getting exposed right now. It's a reason why y'all are keeping them safe over there with that softball ass interview with Brandon Tatum, not getting grilled on all this shit that they allege. They know Katie. They don't know Katie. Katie is not in a friend group, but they got Katie's cell phone number.
Is simplify it. 4:30 and 6 p.m. End of story.
I'm done with this. I can't take no more. Shout out to the family. Shout out to the team. Yeah, these are the dumbest attorneys I ever seen in my life, family. These are the dumbest attorneys I ever seen in my life. But good luck, man. Good luck with y'all case. Good luck with continuing to grift off our dear brother Nolan Wells' name, using his name to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay for these attorneys. There's a place in hell for y'all individuals. Best believe that. These are not friends of Nolan Wells. These are not brothers of Nolan Wells. These boys are going out of their way to show us that they don't give a damn about Nolan. They don't want to interview with nobody else. They don't want to talk to the public. They deleted their social media. They raising money to hire these cowards to go sue people, to talk shit about Nolan's mother, Jax. Talking shit about Nolan's mother, but that's supposed to be your brother. The jig is up. Y'all not friends of him. We know that this is a cover-up. We're not stupid. We're not stupid. But shout out to the family. Shout out to the team. Thank you guys for joining me on this evening. I appreciate you guys. We are going to continue to be vocal on this case. We're not going anywhere. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care how long it takes, because Nolan Wells deserved justice. And it's too much suspicious activity going on down there in Ocean Springs to have hundreds of people on that island and nobody say nothing. To have dozens of boats on that island, but nobody know what happened to Nolan. All of a sudden, a day and a half later, not July 5th, by the way, family. They didn't find his body the next day on shore. They found his body July 6th at the exact location that that boat was anchored at. The exact location. But nobody know what happened to Nolan. This young boy that was on his way to achieve amazing things in his life. Football star. The life of the party. A upstanding gentleman that had a bright future. And it was taken away by somebody. And that city down there, that community down there is covering it up. But we gonna get answers. Because I know you guys expected us to be quiet by now, because it's been what, over a month now? 7 weeks, going on 8 weeks now, and we still here standing 10 toes behind the Wells family. They trying their best. We're going to sue you. We're going to get you in court. We're going to get you. That's the silence tactic, ladies and gentlemen. But we here, we vocal. Belt to ass season is activated. It's activated. But just keep Nolan Wells family in y'all prayers, ladies and gentlemen, because Christine needed. She's under attack right now. She's under attack. Not only do she got to go against this system that's not trying to bring her son justice, she's going against the public that's trying to shame her into silence. They making these boys the victims. But nobody want to find out what happened to Nolan. But shout out to black media. Shout out to the black content creators that's not backing down, that's not afraid. We are the elite class of black people, and we demand answers. Any type of information that come across my desk, I will present it to the family. I want to thank you guys so much for being vocal, being present, showing up day in and day out for the family, for the team, for our people. We need this, family, because if we don't advocate for one another, who will do it? We see it in 4K right now. They don't give a damn about us. If anything happened to either one of y'all, they are going to rule it no foul play and act like it never happened. And then the family come online and advocate for you. They try to shame us. Try to run smear campaigns. Trying to discredit us. Saying that we race hustling. We race baiting. But I told you that shit is outdated. You are dealing with the warrior class of black people. Welcome to the show. Thanks for having you. We here every single day. While you guys are exiting the room, make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for my channel members. I appreciate you guys. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever we go live, ladies and gentlemen. Rest in peace to Nolan in the chat. Justice for Nolan in the chat, family, before we head up out of here. Thank you guys so much for y'all support. Your support do not go unnoticed, ladies and gentlemen. We are working. We are working and we got work to do every single day. We got work to do. If we want to have justice and we want to get shit done, we got to do it. We can't sit around and wait on the justice system to